Cory over here. Welcome back. First fight since the Mario Bautista fight. What has this camp been like, and what has this week been like getting ready to take part in this massive event?
Yeah, camp's been good. Like always, it's my first 3-round fight since Frankie Edgar. So that was a little bit different. But yeah, that preparation was kind of a little bit harder than normal just because the pace is a little bit higher. I started a new gym called Tiger Beetle Martial Arts in Centennial. And our cage in there is just a lot smaller, so we're like fighting like the entire rounds or whatever. But yeah, this is cool to fight on this card. There's a ton of people here. That's not normal, so that's cool.
You and Mario have obviously fought before, but I know you've done some media heading into this fight saying that this doesn't feel like your quintessential rematch. Can you sort of expound on that? Like, I know the circumstances were a little weird, but Mario considers this a rematch, feels like the fight happened, and kind of carries that chip on his shoulder. Why do you feel that way?
Yeah, I mean, outside of Mario, I know having a chip on his shoulder and him probably really wanting this one, which has been something in my mind the entire time that I've been training. It doesn't really feel like a rematch. My memory is about a month long, so anything that happened more than like a month ago might as well have been lifetimes ago. So, yeah, I mean, and I also didn't lose, so he definitely has a chip on his shoulder. He probably thought about, you know, that fight way more than I did in this one, which, you know, could benefit him but also could not.
Were you surprised that this is the direction they went? Like, I know the last time I spoke to you, there were some other options presented to you, and they kind of changed direction. Were you surprised that Mario was the name in the long run?
I knew when O'Malley's a Hobby got announced that they were going to do me and Mario just because at the time there was no one else booked. That's the fight that made the most sense. I also think that Mario's like proven himself in the sport really well, so he definitely gets a shot at, you know, one of the top guys. And yeah, so I saw it coming once those fights got announced.
Sean had the big win at the White House. I know you wanted to fight him on that card, but is there a part of you, because you've been calling for this one for so long and the fans have been clamoring for it for so long, but is there a part of you that kind of has to let that go a little bit, or do you still feel like that fight's realistic right now?
I mean, I think that more than anything, that's just the fight that the fans want to see the most. So, I mean, outside that, it's just a talking point that I have to have an opinion about. You know, like if Sean ever fights me or doesn't, you know, like it's I want to fight him because I think he's good and I think he's one of the top guys. But no, like it's the fight that the fans are asking for the most. That's why I want it.
And then last thing for me, big main event. We got Conor McGregor returning against Max Holloway. How do you see that fight going down?
I didn't want to make it I like both of them. I like both of them a lot. I think Max will probably win just because I think that the conditioning is going to be a big deal, and then not fighting for so long is going to be a big deal. But I'm really grateful that I'm on a Conor McGregor card and get to be the featured bout on it. Like, that's really freaking cool. I haven't thought about it too much just because obviously I'm focused on getting the win and stuff, but I think after this one, this will be a really sweet win, you know, and I'm pumped that a bunch of people get to watch me fight because that's what the fuck I came here to do, you know, so.
Cory in the middle right here. You mentioned the new gym. It sounds like things are going really well. How different has camp been being a gym owner now and having to deal with that going into this big fight?
I'm kind of a gym owner. You know, my business partner, Carrington Banks, who's also my wrestling coach, is more the guy that runs everything, so I don't want to take responsibility for any of that because he's been doing a really good job with all of that. But having my own gym is great. We get to kind of set the culture and make the rules and stuff, which is a really big deal when you're on any type of team. We're crushing right now with how many people I think are having a really good time at our gym and loving it and the memberships and all of that stuff. So we're in Centennial, Colorado, if you want to check us out, Tiger Beetle Martial Arts.
How much did you take away from some of the coaches you've worked with in the past in building this gym? You've worked with Trevor Whitman. There's so many great coaches that have, you know, been there throughout your career. How much did you kind of take from them when opening this gym?
Yeah, I've been blessed to obviously be around a lot of really good teams. You know, Grudge, High Altitude, Easton's, like a lot of really, really good teams in Colorado there. So, yeah, I mean, I just had a lot of really good instruction. You know, like I'm not, I don't think that I'm self-made or anything like that. Like I had a lot of people help me on the way, and definitely has helped with like the business side and the teaching part of coaching too.
I know you and Brandon Royville have been training together for the last year and a bit, and he's also on this card. How cool is that both of you get to go out there and as someone who's trained with him?
Yeah, Brandon's awesome. I'm really glad that he got to, you know, be a part of everything that we're doing over there or decided to be a part of it. One, the guy's really good. Two, like, you don't get more conditioning rounds than against Brandon. Like, that dude it's crazy the pace that he can keep for, like, multiple rounds. Super hard to deal with. Like, Brandon's kind of... he's got a lot of skills, but when you watch him versus when you feel him and, you know, like you're fighting against him in a round, it's like way different. Not that he's not impressive, you know, aesthetically, like watching, but when you're going with him, it's like, whoa, how can this guy keep that pace, you know?
Are you surprised to see him as the underdog this weekend? I don't know if you look at odds or not.
I didn't look at odds. I was a little bit curious, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think about the odds a ton. I feel like that part of my brain, I just blacked out, you know, just don't think about that.
Yeah, and just last one for me. They just announced a fight just about a week ago. Looks like Umar is going to be fighting Song Yadong now. Just your thoughts on that fight and how you think that one plays out.
Yeah, that's great. Honestly, man, you got to give Umar like a lot of credit because Umar stays super busy. You know, like he doesn't have to fight Song. You know, if Merab wins, I think that Umar probably has one of the better arguments to fight against Merab, and he's not going to sit on the bench and wait like some people. And you know, like good for Umar for just being like a fighter's fighter. Like that's cool. Song's a really good fighter too. I'm curious to see how that one goes. I think that the wrestling might be a little bit, I don't know, it might be a little bit too much for Song. And it's a 5-round fight too, and Song kind of wears as the fight goes on. So I'd probably have Umar winning.
Cory, front right here. To kind of go back to preparing for a 3-round fight now, I know physically it's going to be different because it's kind of a sprint, but like mentally when you're in the fight, often the 3rd round is the turning point. Halfway through the 2nd round, fight's almost over. So I guess what is it like mentally kind of knowing that this is like 2nd round, only 1 fight left, only 1 round left now?
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's probably how Mario's going to view it, is it's like a sprint, but I'm still going to do my same shit that I do in all of my fights. I feel like I don't really think of pace. I think of like who's winning, you know, every like 10-second interval or whatever, you know, but no, my plan is to just be the best me, whether it's 5-round fights, 3-round fights. But that being said, my best rounds, I think, are usually my earlier rounds, and that's going to be hard for Mario to deal with.
And then just last one, I don't know if you saw, and Mario took a bit of exception to it, nothing you did, but the UFC posted your submission over him and tagged him in it, and he was like, why would you tag me in this? So I guess what would it be like for you if the UFC tagged you in like one of your losses like that?
If the UFC did that, I don't know. Who cares, man? Who cares? Who cares about social media? Fuck social media. No, I'm just kidding.
Hi, Cory. Here.
Hey.
Mario Bautista comes with a hype, but do you think there's a significant difference in the level of opponents that you both have faced?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think Mario actually has a decent amount of fights in the UFC. Mine have been like title fights, a lot of challenger fights, and you know, definitely. I mean, by far, I've had the way tougher opponents than Mario.
And also, we have seen a comedic side of yours in social media, which honestly I find pretty funny.
Thanks.
Does that help you distress and manage the pressure of fighting?
No, not really. I do that because, like, if I'm going to have a social media presence, I'm going to do it, like, in a non-douchebag way, and that's my way of doing it, so. But I am still a douchebag. I just don't let people know.
Cory, one here, back to the left, all the way far back here.
Okay, hey.
You have one of the most creative styles in all of MMA. How do you stay unpredictable while using that creativity and not coming at a cost to your efficiency?
Yeah. I just want to make my fights fun for the fans to watch. Like, I don't really want to... Like, that's why I worked my ass off to be a really good wrestler, is so that, one, I can bag, like, close rounds or whatever, but two, so that people don't have to watch me get laid on for 5 rounds and then complain about the other guy not doing his job. Like, if you get held down for rounds, like, that's your own fault. And so part of that is, you know, motivated by I just don't want to be that type of fighter that's in really boring fights like that. And yeah, I think that I've always kind of been a guy that likes to do his own thing and do things his own way, and so that kind of makes up the style that I have, is just me kind of wanting to do shit my way.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Cory, right here. This one I ask a little bit more for your reaction. You dropped a line of instructional videos on striking. Do you ever worry an opponent will watch those videos and learn a little bit more about how to fight you?
Yeah, I've definitely thought about that a lot, but I also have a lot of training partners that are really good that know exactly what I'm going to do every single Tuesday, Friday when we spar, and there's still not a lot that they can do about it. So I think that this sport is like X's and O's to me. If you do the right stuff at the right time, you'll win. There's also like a component of like mental and fighting with spirit and all of that stuff or whatever. But if I do the right stuff at the right time, whether you know the rules of math, doesn't really matter. It's still going to be the same answer.
Love it. Thank you.